Alright guys, this video I'm gonna make a review on Tradingview. I did present Tradingview in the past, I think like 2 years ago, but this video is designed for in-depth analysis on the tools that I use, and I'm gonna give you a more detailed presentation of Tradingview. Now Tradingview is very powerful tool, and there's different plan. Okay, I use the premium plan. Let me go ahead and see if I can show you. Okay, my profile is here, and I'm gonna show you here. This is my Tradingview profile, and I use the premium plan. I don't really publish lots of things, but this is something that I'm gonna go ahead and think about doing a little bit more often. So this is a very powerful tool, and personally I don't personally think that I use more than let's say 50% of what Tradingview has to offer. We have the shorts, this trade, and Tradingview is used by many brokerage account and exchanges on a cryptocurrency market and forex and stock, so you can directly connect Tradingview with your brokerage or exchange, and some exchange offer this option, or you can use API keys. So if you are pretty good in computer, you can pay someone to build it for you. So there is very unlimited, I can say, kind of stuff you can do with Tradingview. And now you can have a different type of market. You have trade a cryptocurrency, so you can explore all that. So this is when you go on the profile. If you have a plan with them, it's gonna show here. If you don't, they're gonna have a free plan. So these are the market. You can explore all these tools, go in the market and explore all it. This is about cryptocurrencies market, Bitcoin, and the big one, but you can find almost every coin and different price in different exchange on Tradingview. So this is for currency. This market very used by the forex traders, and then you have stock here. Now Tradingview can present the market in a very detailed way. You can choose your classification based on size, top gainers, top losers. These are very important for day traders, for an example. And you can use an indicator, technical analysis indicators, to screen the type of stock you want to buy. So literally you can go ahead and explore the market. It always pays to spend some time and learn about different market. Now the screener, I usually I used to use the screener a lot, especially when I used to day trade a lot or scalp and on cryptocurrency. It's I'll go ahead and show you a little bit. So this is a very interesting tool. I haven't used it, it's been a while, but you can definitely set up the screener based on criteria. If you have a very specific technical analysis indicator, you can set this up here on, for example, exponential moving average 100 or exponential 50. This is the RSI 14, usually the overbought, and they give you a screener. I used to use that a lot, especially on scalping. For example, I can say 10 like this, and then usually if there is anything under RSI 10, you will have a list here. We can say like 30, for example, 30, and then you have a list of those that are under 30. So and then you have the community where people share different type of script. Some people, there is on TradingView, there is a programming language that lets you build for an example, if you have a trading strategy that involve different indicators, you can build it using the script. This is especially for people who like programming, and it's a very easy language, I used to play around with this, and you can definitely do that. Now for the shorts, okay, if you have let me see, ADA, this is ADA, I don't need ADA, I'm gonna go there instead. Now if you have a plan, a big plan on if you're on premium, for example, you can use this is the name of your short, and this is a setup. I usually place this on autosave so that every analysis or every blind, anything that I put on the short, it stays automatically saved. And then if you have a big plan, I think you can go, I think this plan is, I'm not sure, but it can go over a certain limit. I'm not sure. Let me just go ahead and explore. Let's just go ahead and explore the plan, and I'm gonna show you where the plan. Okay, let's just do it here. So this is the premium one, and I think you can get like yeah, you can have this is the everything they give you for the premium price, and you have 25 indicator per short, and then it's a very they give you lots of stuff, lots of tools to work with, really. Now I want to go over some tools that I use, and the first thing is, if you want to place a tool here, all the tools you're gonna on TradingView are here. Okay, so the first things, if you want to place a tool in your favorite here, you just have to place a little star. So if there is anything here you use a lot, you can just place it here, so you don't have to go ahead and look for it every time you're using it. So I have these as favorite, and you can definitely use any of them. There's tools here that I never use personally. I only have a couple of things, and I don't complicate, because just me, this thing can get very complicated if you start using everything here. Another thing, you have all your fibs. I used to use Pitchfork when I was first start trading, but I don't use that anymore, the fib channel. So these are different type of thing. I know some traders use the Gantt fan a lot, so these are different type of tools. And I think this is a brush. I use this, and different type of way to tag and flag and put some text, that kind of stuff, and different type of pattern. The more used pattern, I only have a few here, and some of these are very used by Elliott wave counters, for example this, so they don't have to go every time and look for it, and they know that you just have it here. Then after that, this is position management and tools. I use they changed this icon here, but I use only 5 of them, not necessarily all of them. And then there is a variety of ways to you can really make this thing very personal, that can fit your particular style. Now the other thing is, someone asked me to make a detailed video about why and when I use them. So this is typical. I'm not an Elliott wave counter. Okay. Now before I go there, let me just talk about this thing. This is a magnet. Usually when you use that, some computers make it very difficult to place a line or pattern at very top or very close of the candle. So when you have this on, the computer automatically look for the the last close and move it by candle for you. Now if you remove that, then you're gonna have to do it manually. For example, you have to do it manually like this. Okay, but if you have this on, you move this thing around, so the software will go ahead and look for the candle close, so you can get the more precise place to place your line. It works with almost every pattern actually. That's one thing. And now this is the stay in drawing mode. So if I want to place a line, I can just select this and place many line. Okay, that's an example. But if I remove that, then I select this one and I place one line, that's it. It's just one. So sometimes you want to move fast and place many lines. For an example, you want to establish a range of trading range. If you go over this, you're gonna take a lot of that kind of stuff, so you want to move fast. This is very useful for day traders and scalpers. So, and sometimes when you're doing analysis, you can use it definitely everywhere. So this, I'm not a typical Elliott wave counter, but I know the basic about Elliott wave. So sometimes I use this. This is only to count wave. This is this is a tool that we usually, this is for shorts and this one is for long. So if I plan to go long, this allows me to evaluate my losses, potential loss versus potential gain, so I can judge if I wanna enter this position. So you have a risk reward ratio. Usually for swing trading, we want a 3-to-1, 3-to-1. Yeah. Okay, we want decent. Wait. Give me a minute. Okay, sorry. So this one here is for the shorts. Sorry. This one here is for short and this one is for a long. Yeah, this is for a long. So if you can see it here, this is for here long position and short position. Now usually we want anything that is over three. So that means for every $1 we put at risk, we can make $3 and lose $1. Usually that's a good ratio to take a swing. And this let me evaluate my potential loss versus my potential win, and a good risk reward ratio. And I know that over time that will grow my account because of my odds of winning versus losing. Now this is a if I want to place a note, text, for example, sometimes I use the same chart for margin trade or for short, not short, for spot. So for an example, if I did buy here, I can go ahead and place a line here. For an example, say that okay, I'm gonna place a line here and place a text somewhere here, and say sport and at $78, that kind of stuff. But I used to do that before, but I don't do that anymore, since I can use the line and place a text here, show text here. Since I can do it on the line, spot 78, you can definitely see that. You can definitely put it there and make it bigger if you want, change the color, make it bold, that kind of stuff. So I don't do that anymore. I don't really use the text anymore, but it's still there. Now this is your typical line, trend lines. You can use this for any type of line, any direction, really any direction. So this is your trend line. Okay, we can go ahead and look for some big analysis on, like, when, for example, if you wanna, for example, place that would be a 4-hour time frame resistance here. So some people use this line, but just to make it more vertical, I use this horizontal line, or this one here. So I usually use this one for big because it goes in both direction. So this is we can place it here, try to have as much touch as possible. So that will be considered as a decent resistance zone, two-way reaction, and we go through it. So, and this line also, every line, I guess, I think, yeah, they all can have notes here. You can go ahead and place your note here, and then there you go, it's right there. You can change the position, you can put it on the right side, you can put it on the top. Really depends on whatever you want to do. So there is lots of flexibility in this type of thing. Like I said, this is designed to make it very personal. Now I use this is the date range, especially on big time frame. For an example, we are September 10, and I know, for an example, in 2 days we're gonna have big news coming for ADA. So I can use the date range, for an example, and I know that, well, in 2 days, 2 days, that will give me a way, and I can go ahead and place a vertical line here, just to monitor the progression, and I know something big is coming. So you can do that on anything that is having a big news coming up. Do that in stock, do that in cryptocurrency, earnings date, dividend pays date, that kind of stuff, or any kind of big thing. So these are tools you can use, to make them to monitor progression, if you know something is coming up. Now I think that every single one of these tools, they have something called visibility. So if you double click on any tool on Tradingview, you can work on the style, the color, the type of line you want to use. This if you want to add text in this, but there's so coordination. So from this, for an example, you can change where you want the line to be. So if you want it to be at an exact rate for $1, if we want to move this from $2, we can either use the cursor, or we can directly do it from here and place $2 here. There you go. Now the other thing you need to know is that there is a here, they call it visibility. For an example, you'll probably heard someone say that keep your chart very simple. With Tradingview, since you're working with different time frames, sometimes you want a line to be present in a bigger time frame but not in a lower time frame. For an example, we are in a daily time frame here, and usually my daily technical analysis line or any figure, they are in green. So I can go ahead and say, you know what, I don't want this thing to be present on a weekly or a monthly time frame. For an example, here, let me show you. On a monthly time frame, you will see the line here. On a weekly time frame, you will see the line here. But if I go ahead on a daily time frame, if you go on a 1 hour time frame, the line is there. Here you go, here. On a 4 hour time frame, the line is still there. So what I can do, I can double click on it. Let's go back on a daily time frame, double click on it, and I can remove it from being present on big time frames. And there you go, it's not there anymore. Okay, so it's not there anymore. you can go ahead and place it to be present only on a very particular time frame. So technically I use that a lot when I'm looking for confidence zone. This is very important. So sometimes you want a line to be present on a particular time frame, but it's not important. For an example, usually you don't want lines that you place on small time frames to be present on big time frames. Okay, it can be very confusing. So, but sometimes I'll give you an example. If I have my line here, if let's say that this is gonna be a resistance here, so I place my resistance here, and I'm gonna put purple because monthly for me, I use the purple color for my monthly figure. For example, I'm struggling to place this line at the very top of this. I can use the magnet tool, and I'll go ahead and place it here. Wait, there you go, at the very top, and I can remove that. So we're gonna go ahead and go on a daily time frame, and what you're gonna see is that this line is present on a daily time frame. Now, sometimes if you have a line or a structure that is on a big time frame, you want it to be present in a lower time frame, because let's say that you've been trading this line. Let's say that you've been trading, and then we are getting close to that line, and this is a monthly line. It's very important for you to analyze, is it worth it for you to, for an example, to buy close to a resistance that is from a big time frame, because the bigger the time frame, the more significant the pattern or the figure presentation, you want to call it. So this, you can go ahead and make sure you can see it in all time frames. So that's and this visibility tools is present on every single thing on Tradingview. Okay, now this is a brush. Sometimes I use it when I'm teaching, not a lot. I use the vertical line I use it on channel to present looking for target price. I think I have a video about that. I think I'm gonna put the link below, in which I show you guys how I look for targets using channel. Now the channel tool is here, this one like this. Every single tools on Tradingview, they literally look alike in terms of setting. There is extension. You can extend it to for example, if you want your line to be extended in one direction or versus the other, sometimes you can use this instead of go ahead and do it manually, which can be very difficult to. You can just extend it in one side or extend it in the other side. So some people use the middle line on their channel, some people don't. I leave mine here because if you have seen my presentation about channel, you know that the middle line can be very useful. It's a way to analyze exhaustion when you have a trend going on. I'm gonna place the link so you can go ahead and check it out. Okay, so the other tool that I have on my favorite is the triangle. Triangle is you can look for them manually. I think we had one somewhere. I think we had one on ADA, 4-hour time frame. I mean, it looks like it was a triangle. Yeah, that was one here. I use it. All you need is 4 points here, A, B, C, and on a part 3 of the class I have a presentation about how to trade those triangles. Now here, this is what's important for us. On a triangle, we can use the bar. This is a 4-hour time frame, so we're gonna place it in red. this is for the letters on the triangles. Sometimes I place them, sometimes I don't. And then you can change the price if you know them exact prices. And like I say, those TradingView tools, they kind of look alike in terms of settings. And if you did look, and if you did spot this triangle on ADA, and we did go over this, we went into it, so that would be a situation to try to enter a long position, because this is a confirmation that every breaks are not the same. We had a little bit of volume here, a little small break, but when we got into it and eventually there, that's how you know it's a good place to manage your stop loss. I'm gonna make a video about how to look for your stop losses, because I'm gonna make a series about stop loss. It can be a series of 4 or 5 videos, because if you've been trading on, if you've been on Beacon Dial team or the community, you know how we always talk about stop losses. And unfortunately, lots of traders, they think they can make it without them, and many reasons people don't use them because they don't know how to place them properly. So we're gonna make a series of videos about stop losses, or to place them properly, or at least how I do them. And some tools that are here, I used to use them a lot, and I don't anymore. That's another way to place triangle. And if you don't want to have the letters, it can be confusing, but it's literally the same word thing. This is a typical head and shoulder. I'm not sure if this is an head and shoulder, but I'm gonna try to give you an idea of how you can use it. And the head and shoulder is there's way to trade an head and shoulder. Use the same tool for the inverted head and shoulder, just in case, like this. And like I said, they kind of all look alike in terms of settings. You can change the price of every single point here, and you can change the color, the style, the borders, everything. You can go ahead and guys, and play around with this. Like I said, these tools are flexible because they want you to make it very personal so that it can fit your trading style. So this is for Elliott wave. Now, I do not do Elliott wave analysis, but I look at other Elliott wave counters, traders that are Elliott wave EW counters, and sometimes I replicate their trade. That's the reason why I have this here. And this, oh, one more thing, I think you can move them just to make it this thing more organized. It's like I said, this thing is extremely flexible. Okay, now this tool is a combination of these two one here. I can definitely place them close to one another here, like that. It's kind of a combination. Here you can go ahead and analyze the range. For an example, I'll give you an example. This was August 17. We can say, well, from August 17 to what here, and you have the date here. Check this out. You have the date. It's very easy to have an idea of where we're going, and for an example, if this is a strong bull movement or this is a strong bear movement, and you look at that, for an example, this is where this tool is useful. You can say, well, from August 17 to September 2nd, we had a ADA move by 66% over 15 days. So you don't go ahead and do this analysis by hand. You can literally use your tool to do that. Same situation, I can use this and say, well, from September 2nd, and we had a drop of 36% in just 5 days. So that kind of gives you an idea of how strong the bull is versus the bear is, and I use them to evaluate the different forces in market and timing too. Also do it for big analysis, especially for an example, when I'm doing big trend study, for an example on Bitcoin. When you're studying big movement, that was the 2018 bear market bottom. So we can say, well, from that bottom of $3,000 here, from that bottom of $3,000 here, I give you like almost 1,000% gain. It's more than 1,000. Sorry, it's like 2,000 and some 2,091% gain over 852 days. They give you an example of volume trade, 13 something million Bitcoin trade. Now that's a very interesting tool for analysis. Like I said, I use it to study different type of strength in the market, price range, and different forces, movement, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so we were here on here. Let's see. Okay, so where are we? Okay. Okay, so I think that's it for my tools review. And oh yeah, I wanted to give you an idea of you can also have a set of favorite indicator. Now if you want to place an indicator, you click here on FX. So you have a different type of indicators here. Some you can build using your script if you know how to use the programming language of Tradingview. Another one is the built-in indicators. Now there is lots of indicator. Now if you want an indicator to be part of your favorite, you can just go ahead and place a start somewhere here. But there is a lot of indicator, and many of them, I think that more than 70% of them, I don't really know what they are used for and how to use them. You just need to have a couple of them that fits your trading style. Okay, but you can literally explore them. Takes your time. Now the different type of candle pattern, you can go ahead and ask Tradingview to look for some very specific trading candle for you. Now if you are more into price action and candlestick presentation trader style, you can make it easier for Tradingview to analyze the candle for you. For example, I'm just gonna again say all candlestick pattern here, and you place them here, and then what you can say is that Tradingview place them for you, give you the name and a clear presentation of what these signs are for. For example, on Cardano, look at this. This is what bearish engulfing. This is usually a reversal pattern. You can read about it, and that will give you an idea, okay, on what you can expect on the market. And these are present on every single time frame, and you can definitely ask a Tradingview to look for those patterns for you. For example, on a 4-hour time frame, bearish engulfing, that would be a situation for you to study this zone to see if this is gonna be a reversal. This is a bullish engulfing, and that kind of stuff. They are very interesting. Now every time you place an indicator or a trading strategy, okay, for an example, I can go ahead and place a strategy. Let's go ahead and place a strategy. We're gonna look for a simple moving average moving average strategy, and where is thing is exponential moving average cross strategy. So when you place that moving average cross strategy, that gives you a couple of presentation. Now this thing looks a little bit complicated, but I'll give you an example. Let's go on a daily time frame. Now when you go here up and on your left, all the indicator you have are here. Now this is the indicator that give you every single candle name, what they stand for. So there's no need to go ahead and look for them on books, because you can have them right there on Tradingview, and Tradingview can look for them for you. Now if you want indicator to be removed from your short, you can hide it, you can play around with the settings, you can literally remove it. Okay, there's more you can do, and of course there's always more with Tradingview. Like I said, I barely use the full potential, and I don't think there's any trader out there that use every single potentiality of Tradingview. Now I'm gonna remove this, and as you can see, these red signs are signs of possible short entries, and the blue signs are possible long entries based on the moving average presentation. Now everything you put here, they have their own settings. See them? They have their own settings. That's a 9-1, I think. Moving average crossover properties. That's not the one that I'm used to. Sometimes I place them just to see if just to have an idea of what other traders that are using that type of trading style. I think I'm gonna use the 10 and 21. No. Let me go ahead and look for another one. EMA strategies. Now every strategies, you can see them, they have this little icon here, a red and a green owl here, so they all like that. Now there you go. Moving average, two lines cross. I think that's the one. Okay, one more thing. I think you have okay, so if you have a strategy and you place it here, you can do some back testing. So this is another that would be another video, how to do back testing using a particular strategy on Tradingview. It's a little bit complicated because sometimes you can use the scripting functionality of Tradingview just to do back testing. If you have a particular strategy you want to test on Tradingview, you just script it into the software, and then you can do it back test. So just by using this, you have an idea of what action you would have done based on this thing. Now I have videos that presentation. I don't have videos yet, but presentation about how to use those strategies in combination. You know, because what happened is that traders the strategy only give you two signals, but two signals times 3 different trends means 6 possibilities of action. So an example, if I did enter along here, we are still technically bullish, and I see this here, I can short or I can close a position. So these are the little tricky interpretation that you need to know, because for an example, if you did go long here, you will have lose money. So there's a way to go ahead and interpret those type of things, but this is just a descriptive presentation of Tradingview. Now like I said, you can use that if you place an indicator. We're gonna go ahead and place an exponential moving average. Where are you? Okay, so this is an exponential moving average. I'm gonna select a moving average that many people like. I'm gonna use the 50 or 55. My 50 is usually red, so I'll place it here. So like I said, this is a very simple trading style. I know lots of people use that. They ride this here, and I think that you can find a strategy that literally look for a particular moving average cross. I think that's the one here. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this one, the two line, and I'm gonna set this thing. I think it's 50. I think that's the one we had. There you go. So you can place the line and look for the cross yourself, or you can literally ask Tradingview to do it for you. Now this thing, I think so this is the moving average you want, and the confirmation bar is how many bar after cross. So if you can say I want every time we have a cross, I want 2 bars of confirmation. It's gonna go ahead and change it. So this is for an example a cross, and you have 2 bars of confirmation, and then you have a short. So you can what happened, if you take your time to learn how TradingView works, there's a lot of things you see on books that TradingView can do for you, so it makes it very easy for your trades. It makes it very easy, and sometimes it makes your trading style very simple. For an example, I can say, well, every time if you want to remove the noise from the market, so that was every time we cross the 50 moving average, and we need to have one confirmation bar. That means after a cross, I need to have another candle that open and close in the other side to consider this cross valid. I select this one, and you have lots of back and forth. But let's say that I want this to be I want 3 candle of confirmation. That will be a little bit more, but 3. So that means I'm gonna go ahead and wait for a cross and wait for 3 candle of confirmation. That means 3 candle that open and close in the other side. And what do we got? We have less signal, and make it easier for you to take a few trades, less trades and more good trades. For an example, and this is where it gets interesting. You can go ahead and back test this, and I need to review that before I make a presentation about this thing, but it will give you so the back testing gives you lots of review, the amount of trade where you have been profitable. I need to review that before presenting it, so that I don't make any mistake on what I'm saying. That will give you a list of all the trade and the dates. This is interesting. This is very powerful, just to give you an idea of what will have been possible and what you can expect for a particular strategy. Okay, so I can go ahead and say, you know what, I'm just gonna use a 200 moving average, and I'm gonna place it in red. So what we're doing right now, we're literally building a new strategy. So we're gonna say, well, I'm gonna go ahead and have a simple trading strategy in which I'm gonna trade around the daily time frame. This type of way to set TradingView can be very useful in stock market, since it's a more stable market. So you have this, and you'll be like, okay, this line is a cross. Okay, this is a MACD cross of 50 with confirmation. So you know that, well, we are over the 200, and I have this. You can buy them, but you will have to be careful about these 2 red one that are over the 200. So you know what I mean. You have one condition to identify a trend, and you have another condition to enter a trade or not. if the condition tells you to go against the trend, you just don't do it. You just disregard it. By doing this, you're gonna have a lot of positive trade, because many of those trades you will have disregard. So that would be a way to do it, but these are more part 3 of my class material, guys, because as you have to analyze the signal, evaluate the risk reward, and see if you can enter a trade. Now so that will be it for the indicator, candlestick pattern, public library, volume profile. Like I said, there's many things that I use sometimes, and some I just never use them. Now these are scripts that other traders on Tradingview have put in there, and I think some of them are for sale, so you can go ahead and buy them, test them yourself. It really depends. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove all that. Like I said, you can have a trading style or trading strategy that is extremely simple, and you just follow this stuff, and then you, especially for swing trading or long-term hold, usually traders that are doing that type of hold, they are they keep their trading very simple. I'll give you an example on how a simple strategy, by using just what I told you. So I'll remove them so that I can place them again. We're gonna place, like I said, moving crossover, moving cross, and then we're gonna place an exponential moving average. Pretty simple to set, right? So we're gonna say, well, input every time we cross the 50, and we have, since this is a big time frame, and we have like what, 3 candle of confirmation, I want Tradingview to let me know. And this, I want it to be like 200, because this is a big time frame, and I want that stuff to be nice like this. Now this is Bitcoin, guys. Okay, this is Bitcoin. Now for long time holders, that will give you, I'm gonna use my tool here, that will be like this. That's literally like that's 5 to 6 years. Over 5 to 6 years, this signal only gives you 3 buying signal. You will have never miss a bull market just with that simple thing. See what I mean? Well, we can use other indicator to look for zone to reduce the position. A good one would be a RSI, relative strength index, and maybe reduce the position when we have extreme overbought. That would be a buy and hold long term, the type of traders that are not investors, we'll say, that's the word, people that plans to have hold their Bitcoin for a long period of time. So you have your typical RSI. I like to have my line in. There is a video about RSI, very long video that I placed for you. One more thing here, if you want to move an indicator up or down, you can literally do it from here. Okay, so I can, for an example, look for these type of things. To look for situation, I can reduce my position or move my stop loss. Okay, and once again, once I place another indicator here, it's there. See that on my top left, I can remove RSI. Just 3 buying signal, 1 in 2015. Now I think that you can go ahead and look for some backtesting overview, profit versus losses, all that kind of stuff. Let's say that you use this indicator just to buy Bitcoin at very specific. So we just writing just 3 buying zone. 1 on 2015, 1 in May 2019, and another one here in June 2020. Just 3 action. So that's an example of what's possible using some very simple strategies. And if you are the type of investors that you got your income, you just want to risk like 10% of your savings on cryptocurrency. You keep your trading strategy simple, and this is the type of thing. Now, if you have to keep your strategy that simple, there is no need to be a premium member, because I think you can have just a few indicators. This is you have to think about that, because the premium is kind of more pricey than the free version and the pro. Yeah. So there is these tools right there. They are more useful for stocks. See here, they already tell you that this type of symbol is now a functional metric. The reason that is that some data are more available on the stock market. Let's go ahead and look for American Airlines metric, financial metrics. So just like indicators, you can place them in a chart. So we place dividend here. It tells you this is all the dividends, and you have enough time to analyze their dividend payment. I think all the airlines stop their dividend around this summer this year. So this is something I'm gonna have to think about when I'm rebuilding my November watch list. This is your income statement. You can have them here. This is for traders that this is very useful for financial advisors when they want to go ahead and study the balance sheet of a company, when they want to make decision based on that. Some traders, they have a good mix of fundamental analysis and technical analysis, fundamental analysis when on their decisions. So they use those metrics, their balance sheets, cash flow, everything is here. Like I said, Tradingview offer way more stuff than people usually think. That Tradingview is unbelievably powerful. Let's go on a very old company. Let's take a look at Ford. I like to look at those companies that they have big data. A company that is there since we have those data since 1960, and we can go ahead, not this one, we can go ahead and look for an example dividend here. The yield dividend, you can see them here. This is all the stats, the cash flow of the company. You can have them here. So for people in this type of thing, if this is important for you, then you can have them here. There's many articles out there, you pay them expensive money to have those data, and then you can have this on Tradingview. The whole thing comes with the premium price, and this is extremely powerful. And like I said, I don't see a trading a charting service that can be that good. There's many other charting services that I've seen people talking about, and they be like, well, I like this one because they give me technical analysis and signal analysis. I'm like, well, they all there on Tradingview. The thing is that people sometimes, when you start Tradingview, the chart they give you is very clean, just like that, and everything you need is literally based on your trading style, where are you in the market, are you a trader, are you a retail trader, institution trader. They literally serve everybody. So technically there is some basic, of course, but if you know what you want, you can just go ahead and come here and look for it. Okay, now this is a tool that I never use. It's there. Maybe I'll come over and play around with this, but I don't do that anymore. Now let's go on the left and the right side of Tradingview. Now this is all your list. You can create a list I have many lists. I have my cryptocurrency list, I have my blacklist. Usually I come here to short. They give you how many things you have here. I have my growth king list. This is stocks that are not dividend pay companies, but they are very well established in the market, like Apple, Google, and I can go ahead and look for them here. I have my list. I have my real estate investment trust list here. These are all real estate investment trusts. They're all doing the exact same business model. So you can build your list based on different things. You can build your list based on the type of market. You can build your list on based on your sector. If you are more into tech or that kind of stuff, or companies that are called consumer durable, and companies like McDonald's, and you can build them if you are more interested into a particular type of market. Okay, now if you have let's say that you go on real estate investment trust list, my list for an example, then I go on Simon Property. Now when you click here, remember we're here, you have a second zone here. They give you some quick insight of the company, price of the stock. They literally give you a broad about the volume trade, dividend yield of the company. That is a quick view. It's not the most detailed, but it's very quick view. I just go ahead because sometimes, for example, you have if you trade as a group, you can have a couple of traders. They come over and they give you, you should check this company. And if you have a basic criteria, let's say that you only interested in company that are bigger than $10 billion. You're not interested in anything smaller than $10 million. And they give you a company like this one, and real estate investment trust are definitely big. I'm looking for something now. The reason why I've seen real estate investment trusts that are like just million in market cap. The reason why my list they tend to be big is, once again, I can look for a list of real estate investment trusts, and I'm only selecting a few to include on my trading. So, and I usually look at the big cap. I want something that is huge, not just small companies, so I can tweak them. For example, if you're only interested in dividend yields that are over 2.7 or 2. So this is a very easy way to look at the company, the most important metric, to take a quick decision: are you gonna put it on the list or not? That's what I use them for, but you can use them for different things. So they give you an idea about their quarterly income. You can look for their balance sheet and cash flow and make that very clear. Easy to build the list. Now, if you have premium or anything bigger than the free version, anything that's not free on premium, so they give you a certain amount of alerts. You can place them. Now, you can place alert on anything on TradingView. You can place alert on the lines. You can place alert on price. You can place alert on any indicator, really. Anything on this chart. You can set a condition for an alert. I'll give you an example. Let's say that you go ahead and place a typical. What is going on? Sorry. So let's say you go ahead and place I'm just go on my favorite moving average, and then I'm gonna double click on that. Remember, if you wanna, you can choose to go here on the setting, or you can just go ahead and double click on it. So we're gonna do 50, and we're gonna make it red like this. We can just go ahead and I'll show you how to place that. This is like 75. you can go here and place an alert at the price. You can place the alert for the price at $73, or you can place the alert for the exponential moving average. So let's say we're gonna place it for the exponential moving average. Okay, so okay, they give you an example, so we're gonna go ahead and continue. Let me see if I can see. Okay, it's there. So I'm gonna go ahead and place we're gonna exit this thing. Now when you go into the alert, this is the exponential moving average close. So if they give you all the condition, do you want it to be triggered when it crosses up, down, if it's greater than that, lesser than that, if it's all this kind of condition, it really based on your strategy. Now the options is that you want the alert to be once, it's just gonna be triggered once or every bar, and then you have an expiration date. Now the open-ended means that the alert is always there, and that's the reason why I have so much alerts on my stocks and cryptocurrency, because it's almost impossible for you to watch every single indicators at the same time. For an example, sometimes Verizon is oversold and Ford is not oversold. So if you have an alert on Verizon oversold, for an example, and you get triggered, you can go ahead and take a look in it and see if there is a possible entry. And that's the reason why this is extremely powerful. I have on Qualcomm, and you see this is Neo, Philip Morris, and Palantir, Netflix, Tesla. So I technically trade the same stocks over time, but I want to be able to buy them when there is something going on, when there is a little bit of a sell-off. So this is how I look for a little bit of discount so that I can have a better margin entry. And the action is big. You can receive a message from the app if you have it on your phone. It can show up on your screen. It can send you email. I want to receive an email if I'm gonna have a discount on Tesla, for an example. So people think that you have to stay in front of the screen for that kind of stuff, but like I said, with TradingView you don't have to, if you know how to use that stuff properly. And this review is pretty long, but it was someone in the community asked me to do it, and I'm like, well, I never really get into the detail about TradingView, and the last time I make a video about TradingView was like 2 years ago, and that's a lot. You can learn a lot. Now you can name the alert, you can send an SMS directly on your phone. This is for premium members, and you can have a message well designed. If you want something, you can have, this is for the exponential moving average, but I've shown you that you can have it on the price. So I'm gonna remove that because I don't want it. That was for an example. And like I said, you can have an alert at any price. Now the other thing is that you have your news, the headlines. Now every time you are on a sector, TradingView can go ahead and look for you. Now these news, they are from different websites and different magazines that cover these particular things. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go on cryptocurrency and look the news. Cryptocurrency, and let's go ahead for Bitcoin and let's check the news. And as you can see, everything related to cryptocurrency have changed, and you have different news here that are more related to the particular market. For example, yesterday I think Tezos went crazy, so I can just go ahead and look for what's going on, and then you have some providers and some articles there. You can go ahead. This is not TradingView. It's usually the way this thing behave, it's like a search engine, you know what I mean. For example, on this one, September 10, around 6 p.m, this news came out, and you can go ahead and see what's going on between the SEC and different things. and you can read them. Now this is extremely important, especially for fundamental purposes. Anything going on here that interesting to you now? These are the basics. Many of these tools are available on the app, but they're very difficult to be used on the app. So I know really depends on your training strategy or your style, honestly. Now, hot list. This is something that I use more on stocks. So you want to see the top gainers, the top losers, volume. I usually go by volumes, and this is extremely important for day traders. I've sometimes make a couple of day trade on stock market, but I don't know. I try to stay away from day trading as much as I can. But if this is the type of trade that you like, honestly, go for it. There is something for everybody in this market. Now, okay, so we have this is September 10. Sorry, so this is September 10. I have a good calendar. Now, this is markets in the United States, Nasdaq, and other market in the United States. I have the big headlines of what is supposed to going on. September 10 is the most important things. So you can look into these headlines and look for trading opportunities. So this all can be part of on your trading analysis. Now, this is where you place a couple of your publish. If you publish on Tradingview, you can have them here. We can access them real quick and go ahead and maybe do a follow-up about them. And there is this public chat room. I never use it really, but I know that some traders they post their activity years, and some traders are very famous on this thing, but I don't use it personally. And this is if you have friends on Tradingview, you can have a discussion with them here. And notification, there is a possibility of streaming and different type of tools and notification. So these things over here, not gonna lie, I never used them. So if you want to close this zone, you just click on it and it disappears. And then after that, all the basic things, I think that I've covered lots of time about Tradingview today. It was a very long video, but I think that, like I said, on my class and presentation about Tradingview, I did give a presentation about how to set that thing up for the class, but I never really get in depth about all the different functionality. I think that I've covered this. Now if you go here and do a right click, you have all your settings. You can play around with that, because I think you can move those things from one side to the other one. And so I think that is pretty it when it comes to Tradingview. If I discover anything new, I'll probably tell you. So check the description below and the link about anything that I mentioned on this video. I know it was pretty long, but it was based on demand. And remember to use the link below to join the only communities that trade cryptocurrencies on Bacon community and Fundamental for more stocks. The links are there, and all my trade are public and transparent. Have a good one, guys, and I hope that was very useful. Remember to like, subscribe, and share if you like the content. If you want more content, you can join the Discord to make suggestions, and I'll do them. Thank you, guys. Take care. Bye.